Hi, I'm Perry Black right here at Second Chance Youth Ranch TV, and we have a show for you that will inspire and inform you on how you can be involved in changing the world one child at a time. Stay tuned. When I started the ministry that's responsible for Second Chance Youth Ranch, January 1st, 1988, I put on my daytimer on every page of my monthly daytimer. No retreat, no remorse, no regrets. I don't believe in looking backwards. I only believe in looking up and looking forward. I'm Perry Black, pastor of Family Church, founder of Second Chance Youth Ranch. Welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. I'm your host, Perry Black, and on this show, I've got two very special guests, James and Lena Henley. Known them for a long, long time, and you're going to be inspired and challenged and encouraged by their testimony, and you don't want to miss this show. So if you're going to have to turn the channel, before you do, hit record, and we'll be right back with James and Lena Henley. God bless you. Welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. Our special guests are great friends of mine and former house parents, James and Lena Henry. James and Lena Henley. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
And they have got three beautiful daughters, my best friends forever. All of our house parents' kids are my best friends. And so tell me a little bit about you guys. James, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the loaded question. How long have y'all been married?
How long? Oh, my.
Lena, how long have y'all been married?
13. Yeah.
Good job.
I got it.
13 years. And Chad Strike, who's been on our show, he's been at the ranch 13 years. And, of course, y'all worked at the ranch, and then y'all also worked at our transitional living home in town in the city of Bryant.
Yes, sir.
So James don't know how long you've been married because he doesn't keep up with those kind of insignificant details. But y'all have three beautiful kids. And how did y'all meet?
How do we meet? We worked together at Circuit City in Little Rock. Back when they were around.
And you started coming to Family Church, James, because we put in many years ago when you were a teenager, we put in a skate park, and I think you guys did some BMX bikes.
Yes, sir.
We had a half pipe, a quarter pipe, a grind rail. It was a pretty small park, but
yes,
it was
sir.
one of the first in the area.
Yes, sir. I rode BMX bikes. I skated a little bit. It was really my life at the time. It's what I wanted to do. It's what my friends did. And you
Were you going to be Tony Hawk? Was he an idol or something? Somebody you looked up to?
I looked up to him, yeah.
Yeah.
But you put in a skate park, and there really wasn't any locally. The skate park in Benton didn't exist at the time, and so I started coming for that reason.
Why did we put in a skate park? Did you know? Did you find out?
No, sir.
Because of you and your friends. It was something the Lord laid on my heart. How can I reach some of the guys and girls that may be skaters, because skaters are on skateboards and so forth, they're always run off of everybody's property because of liability reasons, really. Or, you walk out of the church and somebody's skateboarding off a porch, and some sweet lady's trying to walk to her car. So they just didn't have a place. And skate parks hadn't popped up around Central Arkansas yet. And we spent about $20,000 to put in the skate park.
Wow.
And what happened as a result of us putting in that skate park for you guys?
It changed my life forever.
I came over one Wednesday night. I used to come over to youth department at TNT Wednesdays so I could stay engaged in the youth culture. And you gave your life to the Lord one night that I was speaking at, I found out.
Yes, sir, I did.
Yeah. Did any of your friends have the same type of experience?
Not at the time, no, sir.
Have they since?
No, the Lord's still working on them.
One plants, one waters, God gives the increase. Now, so you gave your life to the Lord. Lena, tell us about you. Did you grow up in Benton, Bryant, Saline County?
I actually am from Louisiana.
Get out of here! I didn't know that.
I am. So Central Louisiana, right in Alexandria.
Alexandria. Now I think that's home of Mark Hankins at Worship Center down there. I preached in Alexandria, Louisiana.
Really?
flying in. It was a terrible storm. My life never got there. We had to take an alternative airport. I had to get on a bus, and they bused us on into Alexandria. That's a beautiful area down there.
Yeah, it is. I lived there until I was in, had just finished junior high, and so at the start of high school, we kind of started moving around, and so I've lived in several different states.
Where'd you graduate high school?
In Michigan.
Louisiana to Michigan, married James in Arkansas.
Yeah.
James, you graduated Bryan, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Bryan High School. And so how did y'all meet?
Circuit City.
At Circuit City.
We were both just working.
You're selling electronics. What were you doing?
TVs. She sold computers.
I did.
Yeah, and somehow a little something. Isn't it interesting what you learn?
Yeah.
So when did y'all got married 13 years ago?
We did.
How long had you been married when you came on staff at Second Chance Youth Ranch years ago?
3 years.
So, golly. So what year was that? Do you remember? The ranch started receiving children December of 2005.
2009.
Yeah, 2009.
And we had a civic group that donated some trail-type bikes, and you worked with BMX stuff, so you worked a lot with some of our local bike guys and got the bikes so that some of our kids could go out and do trails and all that.
Yes, sir, I did.
Yeah. And James is really gifted, and every day here at the church I find out he's got a lot more skills than I realized. And now every day at Family Church as a staff minister here, you also teach chapel every day for junior high at Arkansas Christian Academy.
I do.
So that was a pretty good investment I made in putting in a skate park. I've got an IT guy, a TV guy, a chapel teacher, an associate minister, and a happy dad.
Yes, sir.
So all those years ago, y'all met, you served at the ranch, and when you first came on at the ranch, how long had you been married? 3 years?
3 years.
And did you have children at the time?
No, sir.
No.
So with no children, married 3 years, what was your first assignment as a house parent? What group?
7 teenage boys.
7 teenage boys. Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we should have like stripes or something that we give people.
We've
like in
earned
the
a
Army.
few.
Yeah.
So you had 7 teenage boys. What was that like? Be kind. That was pretty wild.
You know, I think it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They were adventurous, and it was fun.
Yeah,
It was hard, but
it was definitely hard. It was a good group of boys.
Yeah.
They loved to do stuff outside, so we did a lot.
300 acres at the ranch. So you got the Saline River. Did y'all fish a little bit? Wade the river?
We did.
Swam a lot.
Swam in it. Yeah.
went hiking a lot, and he took them to the skate park a lot.
That's awesome. All right, we're going to take a brief break because I want to get a little more information of what it's like to be now the parents of 3 beautiful little girls, and what your involvement has been since you left the ranch and moved in town, and even in the most recent months, even coming into our TV studio today. So we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. God bless you. Thanks for watching.
On the surface, Lacey appears to be a typical 18-year-old Arkansas teenager.
Oh, wait, I didn't text him back. That's the problem.
Attending college, working, hanging out with friends and family. But what few people know is how different life was for Lacey just 15 months ago.
My home was good for a while. Like, I disagreed with my parents like every child would. And then about the time that I turned 13, it became an abusive home. And it was really directed mainly towards me rather than my younger 3 siblings. My dad was very abusive, and oftentimes I would take the punishment for my younger siblings so that they wouldn't have to deal with it.
Lacey dealt with it for several years, feeling the effects of depression after consistent abuse by her adoptive father. She even considered ending her own life.
I was probably 14 or 15, and my dad was angry, and I had gone out to the barn. We had animals, and it was my chore to feed them and stuff. And I had gone out to the barn to feed them, and he followed me out there, and he was mad at me and was trying to take it out on me even though he had already been frustrated to begin with. And he took rope and created a noose and hung it up and told me just to hang myself because nobody would ever care about me. And that it would make the world a better place if I wasn't here. I stepped up and I put my head through the noose. The only thing that kept me here today was my little sister came out yelling, "Lacey, I need you. Can you come help me?" She came out of the house.
With the help of a friend, finally Lacey found the courage to step forward in 2014, putting an end to years of mental, physical, and other types of unspeakable abuse. With the darkest chapter in the book of Lacey's life now over, a new one was about to begin with Second Chance Ranch.
When I first came here, I didn't know really what to expect. I'd been in different homes all over the River Valley. And when I came here, I was like, well, it's going to be another placement, another just place for me to be. But it's become so much more than that. It's become a home.
This new home is the Second Chance Youth Ranch Transitional Living Home in Bryant, Arkansas, a place designed to help older teenagers in foster care become ready for adult life and work towards independence.
When I came here, I was free. I didn't have to worry about faking a smile when I really wasn't feeling it. I didn't have to worry about, oh, when I get home, what's there going to be for me to be able to take care of my little siblings? I didn't have to worry about that. When I came here, I was able to be just like a normal teenager. I could come home, do my homework, eat dinner with the family, and go to work. I didn't have to worry about what the consequences were going to be if someone was upset with me.
The last 14 months have been eventful for Lacey at Second Chance Ranch. She graduated from high school, ran a 5K with her house dad, James, got a job at Arby's, paid cash for her very own car, and had her very first birthday party at age 17. One of Lacey's favorite memories was when she took her very first family vacation.
We had gone down to the beach to go seashell hunting and crab hunting, and we just all connected together and just all had a good time just laughing and screaming and giggling and playing in the water and picking up crabs.
Life has certainly picked up for Lacey, making a little progress every single day at her new, now, and forever home at Second Chance Ranch.
I'm still a work in progress, quite a bit of one, but I think the one thing that I've overcome the most is I've found the strength to keep on going.
Welcome back. In this program today, we're talking to James and Lena Henley, and we're talking about their family, their involvement at Second Chance Youth Ranch, and how they got connected with me through Family Church in Bryant. So, in the previous segment, now I mentioned that you worked at the ranch for 6 years, is what you've told me.
Right.
And then you moved into town, and in town, in our transitional program for Second Chance Youth Ranch, you also spent about 4 years there.
Right. Yes.
And now with 3 beautiful daughters, something else transpired when y'all moved into town and became transitional house parents.
Right.
Tell us about that, because really, you don't really have 3 daughters, do you?
No.
You really got 4.
We do have 4.
So tell us about daughter number 4, a really special friend of mine.
Her name is Arlinda.
Yeah.
And so she came to live at the transitional living home whenever she was 16. And so James and I worked 2 years with her living there. And then around the time that she was transitioning into college is the time that the Lord started transitioning us out of full-time house parenting. And
Now,
so
she came at 16. How old is she now?
almost 21.
Almost 21. And she's actually going to college
Right.
in Russellville,
Yes, sir.
Arkansas Tech. What's that mascot? Do y'all know?
Oh,
Go Tech.
we probably should.
I know, because we've had many students from our school, Arkansas Christian Academy, and from our church that go there. And we apologize, I don't remember the mascot. That'll pop in here in a little bit. But Arlinda actually has taken your last name. Now, is that legally taken, or she just has taken it?
She's just taken it. She's chosen us as her forever family.
So technically, legally, y'all are not her adoptive parents.
Right.
But the philosophy of Second Chance Ranch, when you come to us, you're part of our family forever.
Right.
Even if a student goes home to live with mom and dad or grandma or grandpa, they're still part of our family.
Yes.
And so families are forever.
That's right.
And so Arlinda has actually, though, become a part of your forever family. So in reality, your 3 little young ones, the oldest little girl
6
is 6, the youngest is?
2 months.
And the middle one?
2.5.
And they have an older sister that will soon be 21. Probably by the time this show airs, she will be 21 years old. And so you got 4 girls.
We do.
James is terribly spoiled. Yeah,
he loves it.
He doesn't have a chance, does he? My wife and I raised 2 daughters, and I'm telling you, there's as much as a guy says he wants sons, there's nothing in the world like having daughters. They just spoil you.
I think so.
So, y'all worked at in town at the transitional home, and that was primarily where young people, many that lived at the ranch, when they turned 16, they moved into the transitional house, and they began to really learn life skills.
Right.
Yes. Life skills meaning you got to have a job.
Right.
God blesses whatever you put your hand to. And if you don't work, you don't eat. It's not quite that strict in our program, but it's really learning about ownership, responsibility. So y'all taught Arlinda and the other girls. Now, at the transitional house, typically, how many girls would you have had in that house?
We usually had around 7. So
Usually
sometimes
7?
less, sometimes more.
Ranging 16 to 18-ish, 19?
19.
Yeah, 19, 20. They typically moved out when they turned 21.
And we also built an apartment in that home. Were y'all house parents when we built the apartment?
We were.
So you had some girls 16 to 17 that were in the house where you lived.
Right.
The adjacent apartment would have been girls 17 and 18.
Yes, sir.
All of them required to have a job. And they were required to save their money. And why were they saving their money?
To purchase a vehicle debt-free.
To buy a debt-free car, because we were teaching life skills on how to live debt-free.
Right.
So that they would not be in bondage to a job they hated, and so they could learn how to manage their money and prosper in the things of God. And so the case managers checked in on you guys and on your girls pretty regular?
They did, yeah.
Would that have been daily or every few days, not just in an emergency where you needed them to come over?
No, we had therapists that still work with the girls once a week or as needed, and then our case managers were amazing. They helped with a lot of stuff, still helped with all the doctor's appointments and helped with, everything school related. And that college paperwork, it's something. And those case managers are awesome because they do it year after year.
Now, in my head, I think I counted 7 girls plus back then your 2 small ones, plus y'all. I think it's 7 and 2 and 2. I'm pretty sure that's 11.
Yeah, you should have seen our family vacations.
Oh, yeah, or maybe cooking dinner. So you cleaned the house, you did all the cooking, you did all the vacuuming, you did all the laundry? No. What was the plan there when we talk about life skills? We got just about maybe a minute. So give me a synopsis. Who did all the cooking, all the shopping, all that stuff?
Well, it was a team effort. We taught the girls, if they didn't know how to clean, they learned how to clean. And each of the girls was required to cook a meal 1 time a week. And so they were learning, they had to pick out their own recipe. They had to fully make it with help, of course.
Okay, now wait a minute. You got 7 girls that are required to cook once a week. That means you didn't cook at all.
You'd be surprised. I did.
Yeah, if they're learning to cook, you didn't cook them every day. But they learned how to cook because, with social media, I kept up with some of the posts and, what's for dinner looked pretty good.
They brought some, one time I can remember homemade pasta, homemade raviolis. We've done gumbo, and they don't come to me with the easy stuff.
So because they were required to get a job, save 75% of the income so they could buy a car, so then they could begin to transport themselves. Up until those times, and that takes a while, year and a half to save $3,500, $4,000. Wouldn't that be great if your own children would save $4,000 and buy their own car debt free? Wouldn't that be a life changer even at your house? Man, you guys are doing an awesome job. I want to talk in the next segment. How have you now transitioned to where you are now serving in ministry? So we'll be right back right after this brief commercial. God bless you.
Terry Tripp's Empower Minute.
In a natural will, to be a joint heir means that you share in all of the benefits, riches, and land with your other siblings. You might have been broke and in debt up to your eyeballs before, but when that certain person died, the will came into effect and you went to another level of living. Think about this. When Jesus died on the cross, God's will came into effect and carried you into another level of living. How can you think broke, sick, or depressed when we have the benefits of God's will? Lay claim to His will. It is rightfully yours. I want to encourage you to support this network financially. They are reaching people all over the world.
Welcome back. I know God's speaking to you. And let me tell you the ripple effect. At Family Church Bryant, about 20 years ago, give or take a little bit, we put in a skate park to help those young people in our community that were being run off parking lots everywhere. Through that, James and his friends come to our skate park. We spent a couple $1,000s a year just for insurance for the skate park, not to mention the expense of it. But the requirement was if they came to the skate park, they had to come to youth service. So we tormented them. I came over and preached pretty frequently to the youth back in those days. James gave his life to the Lord. Somehow you go from Louisiana to Michigan to Arkansas to selling televisions, and is that right? You were selling? Oh, you were selling
TV,
computers.
Computers.
Yeah. And you guys meet. You're married now, all these years. You got four. Young people, a soon-to-be 21-year-old, 3 beautiful younger children as well, and all because of a vision that God gives to someone like me. And now look at the ripple. Now, you guys get married. How long were you married, though, when you went to the same Bible school I went to, Christ for the Nations Institute, Dallas, Texas?
Really, immediately. We got married, went to our honeymoon, and then moved to Dallas, Texas.
Spent 2 full years down there. You took 2 full years.
Yeah.
And you said something in the break. We didn't really know what we wanted to be.
Right.
So you just got grounded and founded in your faith. Now, James, you were how old when you came to the Lord at TNT?
I believe I was 15.
15. You said you didn't come to the Lord until you were 21?
Right.
And so, if you don't mind me asking, not how old you are now, but how old were you when you got married?
21 and 22.
So you had just been a Christian about a year.
It was about a year, yeah.
Were either of you raised in church, going to church? Were you church-wise?
We both were when we were younger.
Yeah. Teen years? No.
I went as a child, and I pretty much chose to stop going because I didn't like it. I thought it was boring.
But now, your parents attended for a season, and because you came, and because God impacted your life, and now you guys are married, Bible school graduates, same Bible school I went to, and now we're on the same team, serving the same Lord, fulfilling the same vision, impacting lives right here in Arkansas and around the nation. The ripple effect is phenomenal. But now, Lena, if you don't mind me bringing this up, your parents are now very active at Family Church, so this ripple continues. Has something supernatural happened in their life lately?
Yes. Makes me really excited.
Yeah.
We have been praying for my parents for 14 years.
Yeah.
And just recently, they've rededicated their lives.
Wow.
Makes me teary.
Isn't that something?
It's amazing.
So I keep coming back to that skate park.
Yeah.
What if? You know, people say, why me, Lord? What have I done? You know, but just something simple. We don't realize the significant ripples that are created in our lives by making these decisions. What if no skate park, no James, no Lena, no 4 children?
Yeah.
The impact, though, of those decisions rippled on into your family, and now into your family, and into James's family, and all the people that they're impacting, including your brother.
Yeah.
And so it just keeps going.
Yeah.
And that's what I want you to realize, because all of us deal with life,
Right.
disappointments and discouragement. So what would you tell folks out there that are watching us right now that are wondering, can my life make a difference? Is there a way I can connect? Is there something that I can do to help young people? Or is there just no hope? What would you tell people? Because you've been down the journey, the two of you.
Right.
What would you tell them, Lena?
You know, God has a plan for all of us, every single one of us. And I mean, the Bible says to care for the orphan and the widow. And so I believe that He has a plan for every single person to help someone, to help, you know, children in foster care or, you know, whatever their ministry is, but He has a ministry for them. And when they're, you know, in sync with their relationship with Him, then He can fulfill that in them.
Yeah, isn't that powerful? Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we don't think that we can make a significant difference. Maybe you don't found a ranch. Maybe you don't found a church. Maybe you don't found a mate. That's not good grammar. James, what would you tell people? You've been on a very unique journey. Yeah. What would you tell moms and dads, grandparents, uncles and aunts? Maybe their kids are, maybe they're out on the skate park. Maybe they're headbanging. Maybe they're stage diving. Is there still hope?
Oh, there's definitely still hope. I think investing time in young people pays off. You know, we spent all those years at the ranch, and we still have relationships with many of the boys that we had there. And I know that their lives have been changed through the ranch, through our relationships with them. Mm-hmm. And all of you out there can have that same impact on someone if you invest time in them. And there's so many opportunities with the ranch. There's mentorship, there's financial opportunities to help. Yeah. All of those things, and it really is an organization that's changing people's lives every day. Every day.
Maybe you're wondering why you tuned in. I pray that their testimony is an inspiration to you. Mm-hmm. You don't give up on mom and dad. You don't give up on your brother. You don't give up on your friends. Mm-hmm. God is working behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. While many things are happening in our lives, many of us come to that crossroad or that fork in the road. You know, and Yogi Berra said, when you come to the fork in the road, you got to take it. And we all face the fork in the road. What I want you to realize is God's on your side. And one thing you can do is connect with us. And by connecting with us, we are making a difference, an impact in the lives of young people in foster care through the ministry of Second Chance Youth Ranch. And we're wanting you to be encouraged, to be challenged, and to be connected. Connect with us. Your gift can make a world and a lifetime of difference in the lives of young people. Thanks for watching Second Chance Youth Ranch. Thank you, James and Lena, for being with us. What a great testimony of the grace and power of God. We'll see you right here next week at Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. God bless.